Hello, everybody. It's Doug was saying a pretty snazzy walkthrough. Narb still here. Code Veronica X. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Okay. All right. So what I was about to say, my fifth favorite game, which is this one was actually like a pretty tough choice for me. Like for the longest time, it's been Metroid Prime, like the first one, because third one's haven't played it yet actually. Second one like is stupid with the whole like Dark World concept that really ticked me off. Okay. Oh, by the way, I should point this out first. That shiny thing, tempting it is. You know, like I like what Resident Evil does. The whole like shiny thing. It's like, oh,
Shiny.
I have to get this, and then like you feel, and then eventually like you go through the game, but you're instinctively grabbing shiny things the whole time, right? Because it's like sort of like a little tiny, a little animal. It's like, oh, shiny. And then eventually the game trains you to instinctively think, oh, there's consequences for my actions. You know what I mean? So like, am I ready to pick up the shiny thing, or am I not ready? Oh, by the way, the reason I told you to remember the completion date of the facility, this is the answer: 12/8, December 8th. It took me freaking forever to figure that out. Anyway, all right. And by the way, if you pick up that shiny thing out there, then that triggers the whole thing where hunters start coming. And if you don't pick it up before coming in here, then you won't have to fight a hunter in that room.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome because like that's when like one of the red poison hunters attack you in there. And when I found like I accidentally figured this out while recording this, I'm like, yes. Anyway, okay. So my fifth favorite game of all time at the moment. I mean, it's kind of subject to change. It's Toho 6 Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, which like you've heard me like talk all about how like I freaking love those games and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like, for people who don't know, it's like these awesome bullet hell games and stuff. But the reason I like the sixth one more than any of the other ones, like yeah, the sixth one had a lot of like flaws in it, considering the fact that it was sort of made on a limited time budget, so he didn't have like the creator, which was actually one guy who makes the whole game. He's freaking awesome. He didn't have time to like make all the awesome graphics and stuff like that. So and even then he's actually not very good at drawing his own characters and stuff like that. The fact that he created such like lively characters and like the one thing like that people really like about the Toho games, like all the characters, there's so many of them. There's so many like distinct personalities. Like you remember them, you remember all the dialogue and stuff like that. The sixth one, a lot of the music was just the best in that game, with the seventh one being like kind of close behind, right? See what I'm saying? And like a lot of the bullet patterns in that game were like so memorable. Like they introduced like a cool concept, like the stage 4 boss, depending on what character you're playing as. Like the stage 4 boss changes, which is like sort of like a whole gimmick they had going for like the rest of the series for the most part. And so I thought like, wow, that's an ingenious idea. And like with the sixth one, I can distinctly remember almost every single bullet pattern in that whole game. And it's also the fact that that's where he introduced the ingenious concept of like spell cards, which is basically like a name for the bullet patterns, so like you distinctly remember them. It's like, oh yeah, this is called this thing, right? You know what I mean? It's like instead of like most like bullet hell games where like in like the space shooters and stuff, he's like, oh, this attack, a bunch of missiles, cool. This one's like, oh yeah, this one's called like Eternal Link. This one's called Luna Clock. You know what I mean? You remember the names of all of them. And it's like, oh, that's so freaking cool. You know, and it's freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay. Now, okay, I think we'll like slowly throw this topic in here. This isn't gonna take the whole video, so we can actually stop doing these. That game has like pretty much my favorite boss fight, like almost any game. It's the stage 5 boss, Sakia Izuyoi. She was like also my favorite character from the series, but that's not the reason why. But first of all, I think like what makes a boss fight good is the perfect combination of engaging gameplay and music that backs it up. I think like you'd agree with that for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she had the boss fight theme. Well, it's not like actually my favorite like boss theme overall, but it was like perfect with what the atmosphere was saying. It's like, oh yeah, like, oh she's like totally BA and stuff, and she's like murdering me. But like she had this really cool concept. Like all of her like attacks involved like knives and stuff like that. And she was like a maid, so she's like throwing knives at you and stuff. And like a lot of these like really cool distinct bullet patterns and stuff like that. And like the last ones, like these knives are like kind of crossing through you and stuff like that. Like all of her like special attacks involve she throws out a bunch of knives, stops time, and then the knives start flying at you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like she does a really cool time stopping thing, which they did like a similar thing with the stage 5 boss of the next game. But I just freaking love that boss fight so much. All right.
One thing I just want to add about boss fights though, they also have to have like a sense of like challenge and accomplishment. Like if like after you finally beat that boss, like you feel a sense of accomplishment. Because if it doesn't have that challenge, I mean, if you kill it in like 30 seconds, like almost like you did in that boss earlier.
I mean, hold on, let me see.
I know like it's supposed to be harder, and you're just really good at that, and you learned how to defeat it easily. But
yeah, for the sake of hold on, here, let me just ask here. That boss fight, it took me like 30 minutes of like constant practicing after a save right before that boss to learn how to do that well. Trust me, it's not that easy. That boss is hard. I don't care what anyone says. It's hard, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And then when you finally beat that boss, you feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's like the thing with the Toho games, their bosses, it's a freaking bullet hell game. Yes, they're hard, okay?
Yeah.
And then you feel very accomplished.
I know they would.
You feel very accomplished when you beat, like, any boss past stage 2, really.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, remember this room from earlier? Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, I think, like, the one... Is it like the one of the only problems I can say with Resident Evil overall in like the early games, which a lot of the bosses you over prepare for them and then you beat them in like 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the one of like the best examples of like a boss that like in these games that you didn't have to like feel like, oh my god, I have to freaking prepare for this. Like even when you are prepared, it's still like pretty hard. Remember the Starlock from Resident Evil 3? Like, didn't you, like, even though you had a whole bunch of ammo, you're like, yeah, I could freaking kill this thing. You still had, like, difficulty, like, dodging its, like, attacks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I still thought, like, I think one of the things, like, makes a challenge good about a boss is, like, you come prepared for it, and you still have a challenge with it despite your preparations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like, and your only preparations have to be, or either that, or the only preparations you're basically able to make is just be good at it and practice a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I think it may have happened. We finally exhausted our discussion topics.
We still have like half the video left.
Half? Let's see, we're at like 7 minutes now. Oh god, this is like a 4.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did have one last thing I wanted to touch on.
Good.
It's just
good.
like it's a short topic, just like quickly, like in the whole like line of like favorite games.
Okay.
And like I think if I had been like 10 years older, I think my favorite game of all time would have been XCOM Enemy Unknown. Or I think it goes by a couple
weren't you
different
talking
names.
about there's like a remake of that or something?
Yeah, there's a remake coming out in like a month or two that I'm really excited for. And that'll probably be one of my favorite games after I play that. But like I think
describe the game to me. Like, I don't know about it.
And like, well, it's like you know how we're talking about classics. Like some people saying like, oh yeah, this game's great, and others saying like, oh, it's not that great. Like this game is like received universal praise. I've even heard it described as being the perfect game. It's like this tactical game where the Earth is being invaded by aliens and you have to repel them. But the thing is like you feel helpless because like the game even tells you you're fighting a losing battle. I mean, you can repel the aliens.
Oh, see, I like that. Like, the game tells you you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to figure it out yourself. They tell you.
Yeah. I mean, they tell you that, like, you have to do something quick. Like, you can repel them for, like, a certain amount of time, but you have to do something or they're just going to overrun you.
Like, you said you're doing a Let's Play of this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'll be sure to, like, watch it, because I'm too lazy to look it up myself.
Yeah. And I found out about this by watching somebody's Let's Plays of it, and after watching Let's Play, I thought this is like an awesome game. You know? And another thing, like you can't go into the game with the mindset, okay, I've got my squad of soldiers and I'm gonna not get any of them killed. No,
I'm gonna go in there, kick ass and chew bubblegum and a lot of bubblegum. Like you're not thinking that. Yeah. Oh, Wesker scene. Hold on, let me describe what happened here. Wesker comes is like, oh, Chris, Wesker, I hate you, monster. Oh my god, it's like a phone call. Oh, wait, Chris, sorry, I have to kill you later. Bye. And like every Wesker scene is there, except for one. One is really awesome, which I'll describe Okay.
That's good. Well, yeah, the thing about XCOM though, like, if you go into the mindset when you go into a mission, you think, okay, I'm super awesome, like, I'm going to go through this and not get any of my soldiers killed. No, people are going to die. I mean, that's just inevitable. Like, your troops are going to die.
Inevitable death is always an awesome thing in games. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. And, like the best you can do is try to minimize as many casualties as possible. And, like, even... like, your soldiers are very, very vulnerable to like the alien weaponry and everything.
Yeah.
Even when you get body armor, like it only slightly increases their survivability. Like, don't think when you get body armor, oh, I'm invincible now. No, you're just slightly less likely to die.
So it's kind of like when we're playing Battlefront. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use advanced training. My guys are gonna actually help me. No. It's like,
no,
not like that.
I get, yeah, that's somewhat of an analogy, I guess.
That's a really bad analogy, but it was intentional. Don't worry.
But yeah, but it's just like, and.
Oh, by the way, this place blew up. Just saying.
Yeah, I can kind of tell. But it's just really, it's just a great formula for a game, and I'm glad that they made a remake of it.
If it's good enough, actually. I take that back. I was about to say if it's good enough, I'll buy it. But then again, I don't really buy games very often.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm a gamer, but like I just like play Resident Evil. And I play Resident Evil, and then when I'm not, and by that I mean like I record it. I beat it, learn how to beat it really good, record it, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm just like trying to beat like the same stage in a Toho game that I'm stuck on. And like I gotta freaking do this, I can't do it. I'm just like that's like all I play. Like really, like the only games I've been playing these days are just like Toho. It's like I started somewhere and like okay, I got this list of games I gotta beat. It's like I've been putting them off for a while. I haven't beaten any of them yet. I think. Wait, no, there may have been one. No, didn't even do that. Like the closest one, the closest one on my list is like I was playing like Call of Duty 4 on like Veteran. I'm like okay, I gotta beat this. I'm on like the last 5 minutes of the game. I still haven't bothered to finish it. Oh jeez. And then like Final Fantasy 13. I started the game like pretty much like 2 weeks after it came out or something like that. I'm on chapter 5. I'm still on chapter 5.
Didn't you get Fable 3, but you never even
touched it? Yeah, I got Fable 3. We opened it, but never touched it. I never like put it in my Xbox. Like I opened it, like oh, I want to read the cool little booklet here. Nope, didn't touch it. I think. Wait, hold on. I think there was one game I beat. Wait, no, that was Operation Raccoon City. I like, played the crap out of that game until I got either bored of it or said, "Okay, professional's too hard." Like I played the crap out of that, and that like set back like all my other games I have to beat.
Yeah.
I said like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat Skyward Sword." I played like the first like 2 minutes of it once, and then like 3 months later, I'm like, "Okay, I can play it again," and then. Something stopped me from finishing it again. Probably it's like,
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, I have Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Oh wait, that game's cool. I gotta beat that. I started that a while ago too. I just like randomly stop in the middle of the games. I get back into it. I'm like, what am I doing? Especially, that's the worst game to do that in is Metroid Prime. Like any of the, like especially 2 actually, because you're like, where do I go? You know?
Yeah, I don't have a good track record with Metroid games.
Yeah. You called Metroid Prime 3 a puzzle game because it required any sort of non-linear thinking.
I just was not good at that game for some reason.
Yeah.
I just cannot think of anything.
Yeah. I think like the list of games I had to beat was so long. I was like, okay, one of them was like Mega Man 0-3. So I'm like, okay, I gotta freaking beat this last level. I still haven't done it. I tried it for like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, I give up. And like it took me something like 1 week to learn how to beat the stage. Then the last boss kept killing me. And then I like, okay, so like a week of attempting to beat the last boss, nothing. Okay, I give up. Whatever. I have like a terrible track record with like actually beating and finishing games. Like I act like I'm a super gamer, but I don't really play that many games actually. Because like the only games I'm actually gonna like buy this year, like obviously Resident Evil 6.
Yeah. And
I kind of like really, I actually want to play like the new Pokemon games coming out, like Black and White 2 or whatever, because. I hear like on like all the other ones are like, oh, like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, same exact thing with like one new gimmick. I hear like actually changing and stuff, so it's like cool enough.
Yeah.
Okay, we're actually stopping here.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we're going back to the airport, and what we have to do is collect those 3 things we put in there earlier, all the proofs. We're getting them again, taking them from the airport. It's a huge chore. Okay, guys, we'll
right.
see. We'll see. I'll see you because he's not going to be here
Yeah.
for next one. All right, see you next time,
All right, see
guys.
ya.